Yeah. Yeah, again, you see, you held your ultimate for more than 1 minute at least to land a kind of a juicy shudder on two people and not kill them. So imagine if you treated your fire strike like an ultimate. You would hold it for ages to, calculate your movement, calculate your aim so that your fire strike could kill a half HP squishy. But it doesn't make any sense, right? You bring just much more value by spamming it, basically, by using much more fire strikes. So you can do the same thing with Ultimate. There's no need for you to hold it for ages and calculate it and look for juicy shatters, while you bring much more value just by using it often. And still, it wouldn't matter if you missed it or not, because when you use your fire strikes, it doesn't matter if you miss or not. You're just using it, right?
Yeah.
Because it might bring some value. The same thing with ultimates.
I was doing a great job until my team accused me of trolling. I bet a Diamra doesn't. I was in the enemy backline minding my own business. I bet a Diamra doesn't. Hi, I'm Coach Redescent. Did you know that you can become a good player? My intuition says you can, and so do I. I believe that every Overwatch player has rights to get coached in depth and have fun learning your favorite heroes. And that's why I made a Discord channel where you can seek for help and get it. Better DM Redescent.
Coach this, your GM tech lane, playing mostly wrecking ball, always focused on improving, playing consciously and helping others to climb. Join our official Discord to get coached, ask for anything you want, and find new friends. Enjoy the video, like and subscribe.
Yes, I feel a bit more aware of the things happening around me, and I try to
Ooh.
protect my supports more.
Nice, nice. What was our main problem last time we spoke? I don't really remember. I think we put too much attention to
The tank,
to
the enemy
tanks, yeah.
tank, and a lot of shield flicking and not letting it fully restore.
Oh yeah, okay.
I tried to protect the Hanzo here, but I was like,
Oh my god! Holy shit, look at you! Do you see any improvement right now?
yeah, I'm on the high ground already.
Oh yeah, let's go! Let's go, dude. I can see the improvement from the very beginning.
Stop the payload.
Ooh, you're better.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's fine, it's fine.
I think I took a little bit too long, I think, noticing that Reaper.
I think it doesn't matter much because while that Reaper was in your backline, while that Reaper was there, you were holding this position, so it's harder for the enemy team to push through you because, if you happen to be here on main with the rest of your team, then the whole enemy squad would be just concerned about this angle. And while you are here,
And flanking over there, yeah.
yeah, you're kind of flanking because they have to turn their backs on you. But overall, I like the fight. Yeah, you see you, like right here, you didn't really flick your shield. I think 2 weeks ago you could.
Yeah.
And you killed that Hanzo because of that. And now that you understood the threat, you might have done it subconsciously. I think you wanted to pin the Reaper actually. But
Yeah.
in the end, that pin was really great because they killed your DPS, so they're gaining space, and you should back up a little. Give them that space. So yeah, that's what you're doing. High ground, let's go! Oh my god. So he really said surprise. Okay. I really like this fight because I think 2 weeks ago you would drop on the low ground too early, But here
yeah,
you
try to get the Baptiste, perhaps.
yeah, but here you understood that you should earn your high ground for your teammates, and you've done it excellent. Oh, you even wanted to go for the Baptiste. I saw it. I saw it. Good job. And we got our ultimate. Yeah, I like that you came to that high ground and you're still on it, because some people have that unhealthy habit of coming onto the high ground and dropping from it like too early when the fight wasn't even started. So then what's the point of coming to the high ground, you know? If you come to
Yeah.
the high ground, just keep holding it. So I like it from you. Yeah, you see, because you're here, that Hanzo is much more afraid of pushing in, because he
Yeah.
knows that once he comes to this angle, then you're gonna just bonk him on his head. And also you're shielding your teammates from his arrows. Yeah, that was maybe too early. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
And I think I realized that a little bit too late.
I like to drop from the high ground when they're actually right under me. So,
So you are right in the middle of them, hammering them.
yeah, if you drop down too early, then they actually might even focus you down, or
Yeah.
they might come to the high ground. So the best solution to that kind of situation is holding the high ground till the last moment when you need it, and then drop it to keep controlling space. Oh, look at you. You ignored Ramatra and went for Hanzo. You know, even though that fight was kind of sloppy, but I liked it anyway. Because you saw that enemy Ram was ulting in your team. Yeah, and you just completely ignored him and went for the backline. I like it a lot. I think we talked about it when we first met. Is when I think it was Winston, right, on Paraiso. There was
I mean,
Winston on the enemy team on Paraiso, the game we watched.
yeah.
Yeah, so when we watched that game, it was quite common for you to go right after that Winston jumping into your team. But I think I said
Yeah.
that you have to just let your team deal with that Winston and make the other team deal with you. So that's basically what you did, and I liked it. Because imagine if you went for that Ramatra, ulting in your team, you would spend just a lot of time fighting him, considering the
In
fact that he
fact,
can
yeah.
block most of your damage. And
Yeah.
also the whole enemy squad would just shoot your back. While by going into the enemy team, enemy support line, you increase the chances of getting a pick or just dealing more damage and bringing more value.
Actually, I think it was because I moved towards their supports that they stopped healing him for a second and he almost died.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like when you go into enemy backline and let the enemy tank go into your backline, you kind of like trade support from each other. While if you went for the tank, then the enemy tank is doing his job much better because he's distracting both your teammates and you, and he's doing a ton of space for his team to shoot everyone for free. So yeah, you don't make it hard for the enemy tank by swinging at him. You make it hard for him by distracting his teammates.
Yeah.
The only thing that I didn't like much is the the fact that we are holding for our ultimate too long. We earned our Earth Shatter in the very first fight, and we died. That's okay. But
Yeah,
Right
I've been
now-
holding it for ages.
yeah, right now, you see, we have our Cassidy, our homie here, who can help us. And that Ramatra just quit his Nemesis form. And you just came into the fight. So yeah, right here, you see.
Yeah.
The Reaper is kind. Oh my god, look at him. The Reaper is kind of low, and Ramatra just quit his Nemesis form, so he's much more weak. So I would just press my ultimate right in their face. Maybe they get critical damage, but it will for sure help my Cassidy to land 3 shots. Or even right now, you can just solo shatter Ramatra, because you know he's the character that wants to touch the payload, contest the payload from the enemy team. And if he's dead, then it's just much harder for the enemy team to cap the point. Don't treat your ultimate like an ultimate, try to treat it like just a normal ability.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically you use your normal abilities just off of their cooldowns, right? So I
Yeah.
want you to try the same thing with your ultimate. Like whenever you get your ultimate, try to look for a target that you can kill very quickly with your ultimate and, you know, survive and go for it. It doesn't matter if it's a single Hanzo or a single Ramatra, it doesn't matter. Because once you get a single pick, you get a massive advantage. Yeah, even right there, I would ult that sitting
Yeah, he
Ramatra.
was asleep, yeah.
And even here. Okay, nice hold.
Why seek answers
Oh, Sigma.
when
The older I get, the faster the years go.
It's likely that time is passing at the same rate it always has. Barring relativistic effects.
Sigma is such a boomer, not gonna lie. Why did you put your shield here?
I thought they were gonna push in from the high ground, my team, so I left it there.
Okay. If you did it to help your teammates, then it's fine.
I thought
Nice.
they were gonna push in, but I don't know what this guy was doing there, but I got a little bit spooked, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I understand. I think the grasp was a little too early.
Yeah.
So, you know what I would do right here? At this moment, I would quickly turn around and see what's my team doing. And once I see that my team is on the low ground, I would get my shield back. And then after the kill, I would just shield off that BAP and keep playing here. Because you've got a massive
And I'm pushing
overpowered.
them back and scaring them off too, yeah.
Yeah. So you see that Mei is very concerned about you. That BAP is very concerned about you, and Anna is
Diana is
basically
just getting back.
yeah, she's kind of AFK now. So if you stood there, then basically the entire enemy team except for Ram would be facing you, fighting you, while 3 of your teammates are fighting a single Ramatra. And you see they're doing a quite decent job of killing him. So if you kept distracting them from that high ground, because it's a very good position, you have a very fast safe cover, and they don't have enough mobility to reach you, I think it would be just perfect. I mean, yeah, you ended up killing the Ramatra, but I think the main reason for that was the
He
fact
was
that
already low.
yeah, he was already low and he kind of overpushed your team. Like no one could
Yeah.
help him if he's playing here. So yeah, if you kept playing here, you would just increase your odds of killing Ramatra, or maybe killing anyone else. Oh, nice rock. Nice block.
And then I proceed to miss everything.
Ah, it's fine. Sigma's rocks are kinda hard to hit. You know what I like to do when playing Sigma, especially when I'm playing like melee range? His primary fire hitbox is quite big, so you can use it to, you know, let's say there are 3 positions in front of you, A, B, and C. B is basically just the center of your screen, right? And
Yep.
an enemy is in the center of your screen on the B position, so you can quickly turn your camera while shooting those 2 hyperspheres from A to C. So that way you increase the chances of hitting the center math. Does it make sense? You know, it's like when you're playing Pharah, you don't necessarily have to shoot them directly in the face. You can just spam areas around them.
Yeah.
Okay, but I would like the high ground a little more.
Yeah.
Tell me what would happen if you played high ground.
I would be able to kill them faster, and I would also have more possibility of getting them to turn around and look at me instead of looking at my team.
Yeah, you're right. So here we see, I mean, yeah, main drop down, Ramatra drop down. Sigma is just, you know, he's a bit specific tank, because comparing to Reinhardt or Ramatra, he doesn't do quite good at contesting a payload or an objective overall, because he's not that good at brawling. So you do much better if you, let's say, you stayed here and you would keep contesting the payload, but you would be on the high ground and, you know, range fights.
Yeah.
You don't really want that kind of fights, because if the enemies were better and smarter, then Ramatra and Mei can actually kill you by walling off and pushing you in the face. But if you stayed here, then you would definitely would be able to pressure off that Ana at least, and keep pressuring the low ground. Yeah, because you see the whole enemy team is focused on one exact angle,
Yeah.
main. But if anyone played high ground, then it would be much more of a hard game for them. But yeah, overall, great job. Good game. Arkenwald. Lower accurate map for Reinhardt. Let's go. Do you need that shield right now?
No, because I'm behind cover.
Yeah, and I don't think that your Hanzo needs it that much. I just wouldn't really rely on him
Yeah.
hitting a shot. Also considering the fact that your Genji died, so you're in a 4v5 and you don't really want to push right now. So I would save my shield, shorten my distance by coming under that bridge here. Okay.
In here, I got a little bit impatient because I was like, okay, there's not enough damage to push this. I'm going in.
No, I actually like it a lot, because you see what's happening?
Yeah, they're going straight up towards me. They're clearing up the main path.
Yeah, and main is kind of free. So that's basically the definition of making space. You take control of the spaces that enemies are concerned about, and you see what's going on. They're very distracted. And you killed him too? god, you're a menace. Go, bonk, 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 let's go! Let's go! Let's go! You even ignored the Sigma, let's go! Yeah, I like the fight, let's go, you carried. Okay, we've got our ultimate. I really hope that you're gonna use it as fast as you can. Nice try. Nice try. What do you think would happen if you try to use your ultimate somewhere in the choke?
I
Like
think it would
earlier.
have been really nice.
Let's say here.
Yeah, he didn't have a shield ready, he was doing something else, and the jungler was just free.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you could actually kill anybody in the enemy
But they
team.
would get spooked enough to back off.
Yeah, like probably Moira would use her ult like a little earlier. Maybe Baptiste would use his immortality field. So by using your ultimate, you kind of speed up the pace of the game. Because I think you spent that choke a little too much time.
Yeah.
It looks like in slow-mo. Our team is using our ultimates, Dragons, Dragon Blade, Valk, and that made the enemy team to back off.
Yeah.
And as we had our ultimate earlier, if we used our Earth Header, then they would back off earlier too, probably. Oh my god! Huge! So, I like the ultimate. Of course it was huge, but I think that's the... this right here is... That's basically why you want to sometimes just solo ult some people.
Yeah.
Because even if you land a 5-man shatter, you will not kill all of them. Most likely. Yeah, you got a single pick, and you have plenty of space to work with. I would keep pushing. Tell me why.
To get more space.
Yeah. Like in the last, I would say 20 or 30 seconds we're kinda AFK, so after we killed that ram, I would keep chasing that Moira, and after the kill, I would keep holding these chokes. Any of them. Probably this one, because it grants access to the high ground. Because you
And you
see...
get more access to escape routes too.
Yeah, so let's see what's happening while you're staying on the payload. You're on payload,
The
you're on
Shepherd got
payload.
in. He almost died, then came
Yeah.
back.
And they're getting space.
And they started to push, yep.
Yeah. And I think if you were there, then their complete
They would be
rotation...
spooked.
Yeah, they would be spooked. They would either go for another rotation, they would probably go in that door. But otherwise, they would spend like a lot of resources to push through you. And you would be like that wizard from The Lord of the Rings. You shall not pass. You know? Yeah, don't be afraid. These guys are spooked already. Just go crazy.
Oh god, what?
Oh my god! Cool.
Top 10 scariest moments in Overwatch.
Yeah.
I think in here I tried to save my team, but yeah,
Mm,
nothing much I could do there. And there was also the mat on the floor that Torbjorn just laid down.
So, you know, in this kind of situations, when a game speeds up a lot, and let's say an enemy tank deals a lot of damage onto your team and gaining a lot of space, making a lot of space, it doesn't make too much sense trying to save your teammates from this, because yeah, of course you can become their hero by pinning off the Ramatra, but you have to be kind of lucky to do it.
Yeah.
And your Junkrat died anyways, and your supports are low. So
Mhm.
I would just gamble a little bit, turn around, and just pin someone in there. Maybe you get a Junkrat, maybe you get a Baptiste, maybe you get a Moira. It doesn't matter, because when you try to peel for your teammates, you kind of take a responsibility that you can't actually, pull off. Because you see, you went for the play and you missed it. While if you went here, again, by a single pin, you could increase the value that you could bring like a lot more. Because a single pin on Ramatra, yes, it means something, but you see there's a, let's say, Moira in the trap, and there are these two guys, which are much easier to land the pin on them. In these moments, you become the carry. Like, you carry the fights by not helping your team or hoping for the team to help you. You just take the situation under your control and try and do anything. Like, it doesn't matter if you die at this point, because it's most likely a lost fight, but hey, you might get a pick.
And force them to stay back, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, you see they're pushing, but maybe you would get a kill.
And then here I was just defaulting with my team.
Oh, that's fine. You're the main tank, so you can come to the main. But I think that was a great opportunity to ult right there.
Yeah. And just after he put the shield up.
Yeah. And there are 3 people down.
There's also the tire that my Junkrat threw up.
Yeah, with Ramatra, I wouldn't really bother shielding off. Like, if you're in a bad
Yeah.
situation against him, your shield doesn't matter. Just keep swinging at him. Or a Bap. Yeah, I would keep pushing. Like, your team just killed 2 DPS a little earlier, so I would keep pushing them
Yeah.
to this corner at least. Because you see, your team is
Actually,
pushed up.
I had intrusive thoughts of pinning in,
Mhm.
but I was also thinking, because my Baptiste told me, wait.
If your intrusive thoughts want you to push in and your teammates are saying no, don't listen to your teammates. Let your intrusive thoughts win, because you're the one who's playing Reinhardt. The Bap is not playing Reinhardt. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Just do your own thing. You know the situation much better, right? And yeah, do you remember when we talked about the possibility of ulting 3 people on the second point?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we still have our Shudder from that very moment. Yeah. Yeah, again, you see, you held your ultimate for more than 1 minute at least to land a kind of a juicy Shudder on 2 people and not kill them. So imagine if you treated your Fire Strike like an ultimate. You would hold it for ages to, calculate your movement, calculate your aim, so that your Fire Strike could kill a half HP squishy. But it doesn't make any sense, right? You bring just much more value by spamming it, basically, by using much more Fire Strikes. So you can do the same thing with Ultimate. There's no need for you to hold it for ages and calculate it and look for juicy Shudders, while you bring much more value just by using it often. I think at this point you would have your second or Shudder already. And still, it wouldn't matter if you missed it or not, because when you use your Fire Strikes, it doesn't matter if you miss or not. You're just using it, right?
Yeah.
Because it might bring some value. The same thing with the ultimates. I think I wouldn't pin in
Yeah.
at this point. because they had plenty of space to work with. They just killed your BAP, and they have their call. When an enemy support is using their ultimate, let's say Beats or Valk or Call, Window, Trank, it doesn't matter. Usually you don't really want to push them unless it's an overtime. So I would just back out, tell my team to wait a little bit. How many? 7 seconds, and then keep pushing. Or back up, wait for our BAP, and then go in. So when we talked about the mindset of a carry, when you let the ulting Ramatra come into your team and then you push in, you can do that in situations when you understand that it's a lost fight already, because you bring much more value by possibly killing a target rather than shielding off your teammates and slowly dying. But in this kind of situations, when it's 5v4, it's still winnable. Just back off, tell your teammates to back off and reset and go again. I understand that it's quite hard to push through Ramatra, especially in the closed space, but I would still try and do it. The BAP is just 2 meters away from him.
Yeah, and he stayed alone, along with the Moira on the left side.
Yeah. Yeah, even right here you have an advantage. You killed 2 people. I would keep going.
The thing is that I'm the only one on the payload.
Who?
I'm the only one on the payload.
You thought so, or someone said it to you?
No, I noticed. Like, there's no one else standing on the payload.
Ah, I see. Well, that's unfortunate for your teammates. Because by not standing on the payload, your team is kind of throwing because they are not letting their tank to do his job. Because you see, there's one single Ramatra who is extremely spooked because he's fighting 1v4. If you kept pushing in, you would have killed him easily, and you would create enough space for your team to keep going. But yeah, that's kind of unfortunate that no one was on payload. But I think I would keep pushing and just tell my teammates to, yo, someone come on payload, I'm pushing in. Because you see how much time we had to try and kill that Ramatra or just gain any kind of space.
Mm-hmm.
We're fighting Ramatra. We killed basically the whole enemy team. We're fighting Ramatra. Yeah, look at you. Wait, what?
I think I was trying to stop him from going to my team.
No, I'm just curious how he jumped over. Wait, I think I know the answer.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, so... so right here, we just gained our ultimate. I would use it right away. Just solo
Yeah,
shatter
the
that
payload.
Ramatra. And maybe you could catch that Torbjorn as well. Because you see, at the end you decided to solo ult Ramatra anyways. And who knows, if you ulted earlier, he wouldn't get his ult and he wouldn't keep stalling. And for sure you would land your shatter.
Yeah, without him flying to the moon.
Yeah, so in that fight, on third point overall, your team was kinda crazy, but I think you were not crazy enough. I understand that it's very hard to push through Ramatra and fight Junkrat and Torbjorn, but you gotta try and do it. Let's write a note. Tell me, what were our focus points today?
Taking more high ground. not dropping too early,
Okay, not dropping.
using the ultimate ability more often instead of just keeping it for fights or juicy, for example, earth shatters. Also, being more aggressive overall when it's about taking space,
Be
not
more
staying AFK in payload.
be more aggressive. You know, I have a little mantra, kind of, when I'm playing tanks. I don't push payload, I push up, because payload should be pushed by anyone on your team, but not you, unless it's an overtime situation. But if a fight takes too long, then something should be cooked, something has to be done, and you can do it. You should not hope for your teammates to do something while you are able to take control. Okay, be more aggressive. What was about the support's ultimate? The enemy support's ultimates. What you should do about it?
Immediately attack her team, so she has to focus on that instead of doing damage.
No, you should back up and wait it out.
Okay.
And wait it out. Let's say when Zenyatta uses his Transcendence, he uses it to heal his team and help them sustain, right? But
Yeah.
there's no need for him to heal his team if nobody's basically shooting at them, if there's no threat. So by backing up and waiting for the ultimates to go down, you make their ultimates useless, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because there's no one there to actually give it value.
Yeah, that's usually how teams in Overwatch League play. I mean, of course, they understand that they can't really afford fighting a support ultimate. So sometimes they just use their support ultimate to scare off the enemy team from pushing. And, you know, just to gain more time for them to maybe reposition or get their cooldowns off. And what about it was a fight. You did a great job on the first point of Route 66 when Ramatra was ulting your team, but kinda did a bit poor job on the second point of Oakenwald when also Ramatra was ulting in your team.
Yeah, I turned around instead of trying to sacrifice myself to kill one of their own team, like the enemy team. I turned back and tried to save mine, but I also failed, so we all died.
Yeah, I think we covered everything. Okay, then, if you don't have any questions, I think that's about it for today.
Alright.
Alright, thank you for coming. It was great. I like that you're improving. You're improving a lot. You're doing a great job. So
Thank you.
good luck. Oh, by the way, did you rank up? Did you change your rank anyway?
I actually stayed in Plat 1, and I
Okay.
dropped to Plat 2, but then I went back up to Plat 1, and I'm like, I think one game away from getting new rank.
Okay.
But
Well,
I did notice that the matchmaking was putting me more into Diamond instead of Plat.
yeah, it knows something. Okay, so if you're gonna rank up, please let me know. I will really be glad if you change your rank anyway. It doesn't matter if you rank up or not, because the main thing is that you're improving, and
Yes.
improving doesn't grant you ranking up. As long as you're having fun playing the game and improving, learning, studying, then it's cool.